Welcome everyone. So our topic is genetic disorder and we have completed one type of a genetic disorder in our previous video. Just go through the description box and check the link of that video. Alright, so this is a part 6 of this lesson and this is the last part of this lesson. From lesson heredity and variation, and in this video we shall study about monogenic disorders, mitochondrial disorder and polygenic disorders. Okay, so let's start one by one. Alright, so first is the diseases occurring due to mutation in single gene, and as it is the mutation in single gene, so it is also called as a monogenic disorder. That means mutation in one gene or single gene. Alright, so before studying this, let's first understand what is mutation. So student, a mutation is a change. Okay, it is a change that occurs or that happen in our DNA sequence, either due to the mistakes when the DNA is copied, or it is a changes or mutation in the sequence of nitrogenous bases. Now nitrogenous bases, we have two types of we have 4 types of nitrogenous bases in our DNA, that is adenine, cytosine, guanine and thymine. Okay, so this is a mutation, that means changes in the sequence of nitrogenous bases, that is A, C, G and T. This is called as a mutation. Okay, so here alongside you can observe one diagram in which one above it is original sequence of the DNA is given and below it is point of mutation. Okay, so here if you will observe, here in the original sequence the sequence is thymine, after it is guanine. Okay, but where the mutation has been taken place, during the mutation the sequence has been changed. Instead of a thymine, here cytosine is added. Okay, or the sequence is changed. So this is the mutation. Okay, now let's understand the monogenic disorders. So disorders or diseases occurring due to mutation in any single gene into a defective one are called as a monogenic disorders. And approximately 4,000 different disorders of this type are known. And due to abnormal genes, their products are either produced in insufficient quantity or not at all, and it causes abnormal metabolism that may lead to death at a tender age. So this is all about the monogenic diseases. And in this lesson we have to study the two examples of about monogenic disorder. First is the albinism, and this is a albinism, and second is the sickle cell anemia. Alright, in which you can observe here the normal red blood cell and the sickle shaped red blood cell. So let's study about these two. Okay, so first is albinism. So this is a genetic disorder. Our eyes, skin and hair have a color due to the brown pigment melanin. Okay, now student, the melanin is a protective pigment present in our skin. Okay, and the cells melanocytes produce the melanin pigment. So melanin, it is important in preventing damage from UV radiation from the sun. Okay, so this is a very important pigment and this is also called as a protective pigment. So in this disease, the body cannot produce melanin and the skin becomes pale, hairs are white and eyes are usually pink due to absence of melanin pigment in the retina and sclera. Now here retina, it is a layer of a tissue in the back of eye that senses light and sends images to our brain, and sclera, so it is a white part of the eye, okay, which is there around the eyeball. So these are two pictures which represent the hair and eyes of a child with albinism disease. So here the pigment melanin is there, and melanocytes are the cells which produce the pigment melanin, and in the disease albinism the production of the melanin is not proper. Next type of disease is a sickle cell anemia. So even minor changes in molecular structure of a proteins and DNA may lead to diseases or disorders. Normal hemoglobin has glutamic acid as the 6th amino acid in its molecular structure. So hemoglobin, in normal hemoglobin, glutamic acid is there as a amino acids. Okay, and its structure is different from other acids or other acids. Okay, so here however if it is replaced by, that means if the glutamic acid is replaced by the valine, the shape or structure of the hemoglobin molecule changes. That means the glutamic acid has a different shape and valine is also has a different shape. So due to the replacement of a glutamic acid by valine, the molecular structure of a hemoglobin has been changed. Okay, and due to this the erythrocytes, and erythrocytes are the red blood corpuscles also known as the RBCs, which are normally biconcave, become sickle shape, and the oxygen carrying capacity of the hemoglobin in such individual is very low. That means that if the normal blood cells have been a shape of a biconcave, they become sickle shape, so the oxygen carrying capacity of the hemoglobin will also be very less. Okay, so here the normal red blood cells in shape with the shape biconcave, and alongside you can observe the sickle red blood cell. Okay. Okay, so this is a sickle cell shape. So in this condition clumping, so here these are the normal blood cells, that means normal RBCs with a biconcave shape, and these are the affected or sufferer with having a sickle cell blood cells. Okay, so in this condition clumping and thereby destruction of erythrocytes or RBCs occurs most often, and as a result blood vessels are obstructed and the circulatory system, brain, lungs, kidney, etc. are damaged. That means if if these organs like brain, lungs, kidneys do not get proper blood supply then or proper oxygen, then these organs become damaged due to lack of supply of blood and oxygen. Okay, so sickle cell anemia is a hereditary disease. That means it can passes from generation or passes from one generation to another generation or from parents to their offspring. So it occurs due to the changes in genes during conception. That means when the mother conceives a baby, so during that time it will occurs or the mutation will occurs. And if the father and mother are both affected by sickle cell anemia, or if they are carriers of this, or if they are carriers of this disorder, their offspring or their children or their young one are likely to suffer from this disease. And hence marriages between the persons who are carriers of or suffering from sickle cell anemia should be avoided, because if the parents, both of their parents carrying the sickle cell anemia, then definitely the child will get affected from this disease. So that's why the marriages between the such persons should be avoided, just to avoid the disease. Okay, so here there are two types of persons affected by the sickle cell anemia. So first type is a sickle cell anemia carrier, and it is known as a AS, and second is the sufferer from sickle cell anemia, that is SS. Okay, so you can observe here the carriers having different blood cells, and the sufferers or SS having both type, that means biconcave as well as sickle cell shape. Okay, now here we have the symptoms of a sickle cell anemia. So swelling of hands and legs, pain in joints, severe general body aches, frequent colds and cough, constant low-grade fever, exhaustion, pale face, low hemoglobin content. So these all are the symptoms of a sickle cell anemia, and alongside you can observe the swelling of a hand of a child having a sickle cell anemia. So hands of a child with the sickle cell anemia. Now here sickle cell anemia occurs as follows. So student, here one table is given in your textbook, page number 191. So let's study about it. Okay, so here symbols are given in the table, like AA refers to the normal, and AS means the carrier person, and SS means the sufferer person. Okay, so here in table 4 columns are given numbers, serial numbers, man, woman and progeny. Progeny means their generation or their children. Okay, so here in first column AA and AA, man also having a man also is a normal person, and woman also having the normal blood cell. So if both the father and mother having the normal cells, then their normal progeny, if both parents are normal, then their children will also be normal. They are not suffering from this disease. Okay, but in second condition we have men, we will be normal as, or it can be carrier also. Okay, and in second condition we have the woman with the carrier or normal. So if in this condition 50% progeny normal, that means 50% children will be normal and 50% of their children will be carrier if one parent is normal and one is carrier. So if one is normal and one is carrier, then 50% chances are there. And in third case we have the man as normal or sufferer, and in woman sufferer or carrier. So in this condition all progeny will be definitely carrier if one parent is normal and one is sufferer. So in sufferer case definitely all will be carrier. And in second we have AS, that means both father and mother having the carrier of this disease. Then 20% progeny will be normal, 25% progeny will be normal and 25% sufferer, and 50% chances carrier if both parents are carriers. Okay, and in fifth condition we have man as a carrier, that is AS, and or sufferer, that is SS, and woman sufferer or carrier. Then in this condition 50% children or progeny will be carrier and 50% sufferer if one parent is carrier and one is a sufferer. And in sixth case, if both of the parent, male and female parent, will be sufferer, then all progeny will be sufferer if both parents are sufferer. So this is a case in which the progeny will affect or not affect this disease. Okay. Okay. Now in next we have remedies of the sickle cell anemia. So first, the disease is spread in only one way, that is reproduction. That means in previous slide we have seen if both the parents will be sufferer, then progeny will definitely be sufferer. Okay, so hence husband and wife should get their blood examined either before marriage or after it. So if they are before marriage, if the blood test has been done, then marriage should be avoided if the one of the person will be sick, affected from this disease. And first is a carrier or sufferer should avoid marriage with another carrier or sufferer. And second condition, a person suffering from sickle cell anemia should take a tablet of a folic acid daily. So these are the remedies how it should be avoided. Okay, now C part of disease is mitochondrial disorder. So mitochondrial DNA may also become defective due to the mutation, and during fertilization mitochondria are contributed by the egg cell ovum alone. Now fertilization means when the male gamete, fusion of a male and female gamete. Okay, so here so hence mitochondrial disorder are inherited from the mother only, and labor in a hereditary optic neuropathy is an example of a mitochondrial disorder. That means in this disease region is loss of the person. Now D type is disorders due to the mutation in a multiple gene. So in B part we have seen monogenic disorder. Now here only one gene monogenic, but here multiple genes, that's why it is also called as a polygenic disorder. Now sometimes disorders arises due to mutation in more than one gene, and that's why it is polygenic disorders. And in most such disorders their severity increases due to effects of environmental factors on the fetus. Common examples of such disorders are cleft lip, cleft palate, constricted stomach, spina bifida. Now spina bifida means a defect of a spinal cord, etc. Now besides diabetes, blood pressure, heart disorders, asthma, obesity means fat, are also polygenic disorders. And polygenic disorders do not strictly follow Mendel's principles of heredity, and these disorders arise from a complex interaction between environment such like lifestyle and defects in several genes. So student, this was all about this lesson, and here we have finished all the parts of this lesson. So I hope you all have understood very well. Thank you all of you.